December 11, 2025. Story 1. U.S. forces seized a Venezuelan oil tanker in the Caribbean. Trump confirmed the raid and when asked what happens to the oil said, "We keep it, I guess." Venezuela called it international piracy. Trump then threatened Colombia, saying President Petro better wise up or he'll be next. This follows 22 strikes on alleged drug boats that killed 87 people. Takeaway. Seizure of foreign vessels and open threats against multiple nations signals escalation posture. If you have interests in Latin America, business, family, travel, factor in rising instability. Story 2. An 8-month-old baby died of cold exposure in Gaza after flooding swamped her family's tent. 2 months of rain is expected in 2 days. Since the October 10 ceasefire, Israel has killed 383 Palestinians. A woman whose nephew was killed said, "There is no safety here, the war is still going on." Takeaway. The people living it are telling you what it is. When locals say ceasefire isn't real, that's ground truth. Story 3. The House passed a $91 billion defense bill, bringing total military spending over $1 trillion. It passed 312 to 112 with bipartisan support. The NTSB chair called out a provision allowing military aircraft to disable tracking near DC, the same technology failure that caused the January crash killing 67. She called it shameful and an unacceptable risk. Takeaway. Safety rollbacks get buried in large bills. When the head of the safety board publicly condemns Congress, that's institutional dissent worth noting. Story 4. The Fed cut rates by a quarter point, but the vote split 11 to 1, unusual for major rate decisions. The economy faces pressure from tariffs, immigration crackdowns, and spending cuts. 4 of the last 6 months showed job losses. Trump gave the economy an A++. Takeaway. Split Fed votes signal internal disagreement about direction. When official assessments contradict labor data, trust the data. Story 5. Over 200 environmental groups demanded a moratorium on data center construction until regulations exist. They cite threats to water, electricity costs, and local environments. Bernie Sanders urged continued pressure on officials. Takeaway. If a data center is proposed near you, this is an emerging organizing space with national coordination. Local fights have broader support networks now. Story 6. A new inequality report found the wealthiest 0.0001%, fewer than 60,000 people, hold 3 times more wealth than the poorest half of humanity. Takeaway. The concentration is more extreme than most models assume. Policy debates that ignore this ratio are working with incomplete pictures. Story 7. A federal judge ordered Trump to end National Guard deployment in LA, rejecting claims that immigration protests constitute rebellion. The decision is on hold until Monday pending appeal. Takeaway. Courts are still checking executive action, but holds and appeals delay effect. Legal wins require follow-through to matter. Story 8. Trump launched a gold card program, $1 million for expedited residency. A $5 million platinum card will allow avoiding some U.S. taxes. Separately, new rules require visitors from 42 countries to provide 5 years of social media history plus DNA, fingerprints, and iris scans. Meanwhile, green card holders preparing for citizenship ceremonies were pulled from line and told their oaths were canceled based on country of origin. Takeaway. Immigration policy now has a 2-track system. Wealth buys access while others face expanding surveillance and arbitrary cancellation. If you or anyone you know is in the naturalization pipeline, document everything and have legal backup ready. Story 9. In Burma, military forces bombed a hospital on International Human Rights Day, killing 33. Opposition groups are boycotting elections after major parties were barred. Takeaway. When elections exclude major opposition, they function as consolidation, not democracy. The hospital strike timing suggests impunity is the message. Story 10. Bolivia's former president Luis Arce was arrested on graft allegations related to treasury transfers during his time as economy minister. Source note. This follows political tensions with former President Morales. Corruption charges in politically divided countries warrant skepticism until independently verified. That's December 11.